Hey everyone, it's time again to recap the latest news from the solar PV industry compiled by the American Solar Energy Society. I'm Jay Warmke with SolarPVTraining.com, and this is what's happening in the wonderful world of solar for the week of January 18th. Last year, global electric vehicle adoption grew by 20%. There was significant growth in every major region except for North America, according to the research firm Rho Motion. Global consumers bought 20.7 million EVs, which is an increase of 20% over 2024. China accounted for the majority of that total, with 12.9 million cars and light trucks sold within its border. That's up 17%. The highest percentage growth was in Europe, which was up 33% with 4.3 million in sales. In North America, where the market was hurt by the cancellation of tax credits for EV buyers, sales of new EVs hit 1.8 million, which was down 4% over 2024. To put this in perspective, in 2025, approximately 16.2 million light vehicles were sold in the US. EVs accounted for approximately 11% of all vehicles sold within that region. Meta announced last week agreements with 3 nuclear power providers, including one backed by OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, as part of its efforts to secure necessary power for its AI data centers. The contracts are for Meta's Prometheus supercluster computer system that's being built at its data center near New Albany, Ohio. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced Prometheus last July, describing the project as key to the development of the company's advanced artificial intelligence efforts. Meta has said it expects Prometheus to come online sometime this year. In working with the 3 companies on energy production, Meta said the project should construct about 6.6 gigawatts of power by 2035. Now, this is power greater than what is used by the total load demand for the state of New Hampshire. Ohio currently has more than 100 operational data centers. The state is slated to get another 77 by 2030. That will propel Columbus past New York City to become the second largest data center hub in the region, just after Chicago. The new data centers are expected to more than double the industry's share of the state's energy consumption from the grid over the next 4 years, up from about 5.3% of all energy used to about 10.9%. Meta did not address where they will obtain power during the 9 years between the data centers when they come online and the projected date of completion for these proposed nuclear generators. AI and military needs could worsen what's already shaping up to be a looming copper supply shortage over the coming decades, according to a new analysis by S&P Global. AI and data centers is a key new demand sector given their high electricity consumption, direct copper use, as well as the rapid growth of that industry, according to the report. The study warns that without significant new investment in copper mining, a 10 million metric ton supply shortfall is projected by 2040 as existing mines decline their output and new projects lag behind demand. Copper prices have surged sharply over the past year, rising from about $8,700 a ton in early 2025 to an all-time high of over $13,000 per ton in January of this year. That's a 52% increase in prices. A second factor in the rapidly escalating price of copper has been increased financial speculation. The study notes that future prices for copper are also rising due to U.S. inventory stockpiling. Traders have been building inventories in anticipation of potential U.S. tariffs on refined copper, expected to be 15% in January of 2027 and then rising to 30% in January 2028. They note that these proposed tariffs are politically illogical, noting that the U.S. imports about half of its copper and more than 90% of that is sourced from Chile, Canada, and Peru. The Trump administration violated the Fifth Amendment when it canceled clean energy grants last year based on whether projects were located in states that voted for him in the 2024 election, a federal court ruled last Monday. The court's decision covers 7 grants totaling $27.6 million. The U.S. Department of Energy's October terminations included more than $7.5 billion in financial awards to clean energy projects in states that voted for former Vice President Kamala Harris. While the district court's decision only impacts this limited number of grants, officials said that the court's reasoning would apply to all of the projects that were subject to this unconstitutional action, which violated equal protection of the law. And that's the news from the solar industry for this week. We'll see you next week.